What up? It's your boy. Back at it with another video. Alright, so what I'm going to be going over today is the RX8 survival kit. You know, my personal preference of what you should carry with you every day on your daily drive or your daily driven RX8. You know, whether it be daily driven or track, you know, this is just good stuff to always keep in the back of the RX8. And I'm going to take you guys there with me right now if I can get my words out. So, let's do this. Okay, so I'm going to pop the trunk on this beast. It's already popped. And take you guys in there with me so you can see what I use or what I drive with every single day. So, let's see that. Alright, so what I drive with daily, I'm going to make this really short and because I have everything together. So what I drive with daily is an extra quart of oil from your last oil change or, you know, the last brand of oil you used. So always keep an extra quart, which this has an extra quart if you can see that. I doubt you can. But always keep an extra quart of that because as anybody knows, the rotary engine does burn a ton of oil, you know, and you have to constantly redo it or refill it unless you have the zone adapter, which I plan on actually getting in the future. Okay, so next thing is going to be your 2-cycle oil. You know, you guys can freaking bash me in the comments or whatever for using this, but I've used it and, you know, so far, Lord willing, there's no problems. So I use this as my premix as well as one of these just as a measuring cup. You know, it has the ounces right here and a funnel. So pretty much the basic necessities that you need for premixing. So that's just always a good idea to have with the RX8. So the next thing is going to be coolant. So always have coolant. It doesn't hurt to have an extra have the coolant in your freaking okay, it doesn't hurt to have the coolant in your trunk. You know, it's just the RX8 does have a problem with overheating. So, you know, it's just a really good idea to always have coolant in the back. So, the next thing is going to be one of the most obvious is a jump pack.
Can you get it out?
Get it out. Yeah. Come on. A jump pack. There we go. So, I have a jump pack and a lot of people say use you know, jumper cables. But there's always going to be those instances where somebody is actually not going to be there to help you. So I always have a jump pack, so that way, you know, no matter where I'm at, I can just turn it on and then turn my car on. So that's just always a good idea to have one of these. All right. So another thing that you want to always have, you know, whether it be an RX8 or any vehicle, is zip ties. Now, you don't understand how important zip ties are. You know, some people put duct tape or zip ties in their trunk, but I have zip ties. Huh?
Nothing.
I have zip ties because my freaking front lip actually fell off in school, and I had to zip tie that joker back up just to get home. So zip ties, very important. Another thing I found helpful, this is purely from experience, is having carburetor cleaner. Now, carburetor cleaner you can use to clean your mass airflow sensor or your throttle body. They have specific cleaners for it, but those can be actually very pricey. So carburetor cleaner is just like a cheap and efficient way to go with it. So, yeah, you can use it to clean your mass airflow and your throttle body. So that is very important. So I've done this on the side of the road. It takes, like, depending on the vehicle and your setup, it takes, you know, minutes. So this is definitely something essential to have, as well as, you know, a rag with it. So that. And lastly, you know, this doesn't just apply for the RX8. This applies for all vehicles, and this is me specifically, you know, thinking what you should always have is a first aid kit. You know, just always have one of these handy with the basics. You know, like, you know, for my case, headaches. You know, sometimes I get headaches, so headache medicine, Motrin, just Neosporin, Band-Aids, and stuff like that, just to have this handy, so that way, you know, if any bad, you know, worst case scenario, something goes on and something happens in your car, then you have one prepared and ready. So that is my basic essentials, and that's what I drive with every single day. You know, if you have any more inputs, then you can drop those down and, you know, let me know, and, you know, I might even start carrying it myself. I know Driven by Madness actually has a video up of, you know, his what he carries. So, you know, this is just the basic stuff I carry. And of course, I carry with me the supplied jack and the 19mm wrench to get the wheels off in any event. So, you know, that's just the basic stuff I have. Like I said, this just applies to any vehicle, and not only specifically the RX8, but any vehicle. I feel like this should be an actual thing that everybody should carry around every day. So, that's pretty much it. Alright, so that's pretty much it. That's, you know, that's basic stuff you might need in your RX8 and any other vehicle in that matter. You know, the RX8 is just a little specific to some things, like the carburetor cleaner and the extra oil. You know, it doesn't hurt to have those two things in a normal car either. The carburetor cleaner, I don't know if I explained this. Let me explain this really fast. The carburetor cleaner is used to clean the mass airflow and the throttle body, like I said. But the reason I say it is because since it burns a lot of oil, you can get oil inside of your throttle body, and it'll gain this idle surge or just like a low or a high idle, you know, and that just means it's dirty, so a lot of times you have to clean it. So I've learned that from constant maintenance. But that's why you carry carburetor cleaner and a rag, so I just want to throw that in there really quick. And yes, that's the basic essentials you need, and that's the RX8 survival kit. So if you guys have any more you know, suggestions and stuff like that have you might put in your RX8, drop it down in the comments, you know, let me know, and like I said, I might start carrying it myself. So anyways, keep it real, you guys. Have a good day. Straight up. Alright.